Hey there guys, it's Hello Japan, and I don't know if this is going to be of interest to anyone, but I want to show you my setup a little bit. Now you guys, I've kind of explained it, and I think I've posted probably one or two pictures on Instagram about it. But if you're interested, I'm going to show you exactly what it takes to run my channel right now. Now, what I have now is nothing remotely close to what I started with. What I started with was a Dazzle, I think HD or Dazzle Platinum or something, whatever the name was. That's what I started with, and a very, very generic, cheap, dirt cheap Logitech headset, and that's what I started with. And over years of doing this, I've actually built the setup that I like, and the one that I'm going to keep for probably quite a while. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to get new parts. I'm kind of an addict when it comes to buying and upgrading things. I've always have been, with everything. I'm always one of the newest and best stuff. So the setup itself, like as it is now, will probably be the same for at least the next year. Until I move apartments, probably. Or I don't know, some kind of drastic change happens. I'm not really, whichever one comes first. But the parts that make it will probably change. So with that in mind, let's spin the camera around here and show you what I got going. Okay, so this is my setup. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I will give probably just a breakdown of everything I have here and everything I use to actually make the streams and make the videos and everything that kind of goes on behind the scenes. Yeah, this is my little area. Now, I'm not going to give you an apartment tour just because I want to keep some things private, obviously. The rest of the apartment really doesn't have too much. It's like kind of your generic kind of apartment. You know, we got my couch, my TV stand, and the rest of my consoles, my games are out on the other side over here, which I'm not going to show you, but it's over there. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get started on the very top here. So the way I have it set up now, it used to be a little different. The way I have it set up now is I basically have PS4 and Xbox One kind of divided up like that. And I guess my light's on on my webcam. I didn't really mean to, or I mean my phone. I didn't really mean to turn it on. It's just kind of on. So as of now, these are the games I have for PS4. The reason I don't have as many as I used to is I actually sold quite a few once I finished them, and just kind of knew I was never going to revisit them, whether in a replay form, like a second take at a Let's Play. I just kind of knew I wasn't going to do that with a few of those games. Most notably, Infamous Second Son, which I already did a complete Let's Play of a while ago, so if you want to check that out, you can, as well as Watch Dogs, and a few other games like that. But this is my collection up until now. 2 copies of Destiny, an original, Year 1, and then, what is it? Legendary Edition, I think it's called? Yeah, Legendary Edition. Until Dawn, which was a fantastic stream, or series of streams and Let's Play. I thought it went over pretty well. Uncharted, which I started a couple streams ago, which I'll get back to eventually. This is the Order 1886, which I've already finished. The Steelbook there. Until Dawn, like I said. Killzone, I'm just keeping it just because it's multiplayer and my brother and I might play it someday. Bloodborne I have to get back to, as well as Shadow of Mordor, which I want to finish, or I want to play someday. But I've only ever played like 2 hours of it, and I've just never gone back to it. So yeah, sometime I would like to go back, but just haven't yet. And then of course the PS4, got that running there. I actually got this Mario and Yoshi plushie from the what's it called? Nintendo World in New York City. When I went there quite a few years ago, actually now. I picked this guy up. I don't even, how much was it? Probably too much. Yeah, 20 bucks. Yeah, there we go, Nintendo World. I bought this little thing for $20. $20, yeah. And then coming over here, I started collecting these things. I only have 4, so I guess you can kind of call it a collection. These pop vinyl figures, they're kind of cool. I don't know if you like the shows or the the media that surrounds these things, or these particular characters you want to buy. It is kind of cool thing to get. Like, I love Doctor Who. My favorite Doctor was, of course, David Tennant. I'm a big fan of the Fallout series, so I got a Vault Boy there. And I love Game of Thrones, so I got Jon Snow and his direwolf Ghost. And then these bad boys, I bought these actually for my birthday. They are Mackie speakers? I think it's Mackie. Yeah, Mackie, I think. And I think I just looked it up a minute ago, just because I forgot the name of them before I started this. And I think they're the CR series 3-inch speakers. They make a 4-inch variant, but it's just a little jump in price. I didn't think really justified the additional expense. But yeah, they're really good. I really like them. They're awesome with watching just any content, movie, TV show, Netflix, music, especially, whatever like that. It is pretty nice to have. And then, of course, the Xbox One, which, I don't know, I should give more love every once in a while. I just haven't really had a game recently where I really felt like playing it too much. But my dad did get one for his birthday, so maybe I'll do something with him, whether or not that ever sees the light of day. If we do make something, I don't know. But, yeah, more Xbox stuff coming eventually. And then, see, this is a weird thing. I spend more time on PS4 and PC, but I have way more physical Xbox games than I do PS4 games. Not mainly because I sold a bunch, but also because I went on a buying spree at the beginning of the year, or I guess at the beginning of the school year here, and I bought a bunch. So if you want to get an idea as to what games I have physically, mind you, I do have the Games for Gold things that have come out over the past, I don't know how long, year or so since I got Xbox Live. I've had Xbox Live for 4 years total now, but yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I have. So if there's anything in there you want to see me play, let me know. And I'll think about it. Now, for the main digs here, the things that I see and the way I talk to you guys. The computer and the monitors. Now, I don't know the name of these monitors because I got this one from Goodwill. Yeah, and it's been good. I've had it for a really long time. This is the monitor that replaced my 19-inch TV I also purchased. They're from Goodwill or Best Buy. I don't know. It was a really cheap 19-inch TV. I replaced it with this bad boy, and it has worked ever since. It's getting a little old. The power button's a little wonky. The USB things on the side here don't always work too well, but it's been a power horse, and it's the thing that's kept the channel going for however long it's been going on. And this guy was a more recent purchase. I've had it for probably 2 years now. Yeah, let's say 2 years. And it's an Asus monitor. I don't know the model number of it, but it is 21? It's like a weird size. It's like 21.7 inches, I think. Yeah, it is kind of a weird size, but it is 1080p. This is 1680 by 1050, I believe. Somewhere in that range. But yeah, no, they work together. These are the two monitors I've had for quite a long time. Part one of my lighting setup. Now, this lighting setup has changed since the last time I streamed. I've been goofing around with it, trying to get it better. Trying to, I guess, not make it as aggressive lighting as I used to have, because you do have light coming from your monitors. You need to take that in consideration along with any extra lighting. So this lamp here is mainly just for, yeah, it's a pure white light bulb, or daylight I think it's called. So that's probably one of the best light bulbs you can get if you want to look at just standard light bulbs. So that one is for one side of me. If we look at the other lighting, it's actually an old, like, photo booth kind of style lighting thing. These three things here extend so it can go really high up and give me high angle light, or a low angle, or even. So we're going to be trying this next stream, so Tuesday. We're going to be trying this thing, and I did some testing on my own, and it's actually done pretty well. So yeah, it should be nice. You guys probably won't notice too much, but on my end, it does make a difference. I guess audio stuff, sure. So this is a Behringer. The hell are you? Behringer Xenix 502. You can kind of see the name. It's a Behringer Xenix 502 mixer. Pretty standard beginner mixer. Out of everything I've used, it's the thing I always come back to, because for a while, as many of you early streamers, as many of you early stream viewers may know, I use this guy, the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. Now, it's a pretty good piece of hardware itself. It's just something is up with the USB port here, and I've just never gone back to look and see if I could fix it or do something about it. So, yeah, maybe someday we'll go back to this or use these in conjunction, but for now, it's relegated to the dark corners of the desk. Oh, and these headphones, they are the Audio-Technica AT-HM50s Red Edition. Now, the only difference between the red and the black, or standard, is it's red and not black. I swear by Audio-Technica products. If you're looking for any really high-end, either headphones or... I think they make earbuds too. I'm just not a huge fan of earbuds. The only earbuds I use are Apple earbuds just because they're pretty universal and I like them. But these are the headphones I will always use because they are fantastic, fantastic products. And if you want to sponsor me, you can sponsor me and give me some free stuff, please. I like free stuff. Look, I have one of your mics. Look, it's the AT-M50, I think. AT something. Well, it's another mic. It's kind of dusty, but yeah, that's the mic I use here. It's a mic I've been using forever. And I'm not going to show you because there's my messy closet in there somewhere. But it's the USB version I used for even longer before this one. And because this audio interface is XLR, I had to get an XLR version of the mic, which at the time on Amazon when I bought it was like $80 for this, which is pretty good because normally it was like 100 something. And I got this at Guitar Center for $50, give or take. So you can get a pretty nice interface going for a relatively cheap amount of money. I mean, and that's the thing. You don't have to only use headsets. You can buy these few things, save up a couple $100, buy some really nice interface devices, and have some awesome sounding audio. So always keep that in mind when looking and trying to find some good stuff going. Yes, anyway, besides that, controller obviously. Now if you don't like seeing messy cables, you may not want to watch this, because I got a heck of a mess down here. So this is my nest of cables. I got my Apple router and just a modem I'm renting from Time Warner. Right there, that little guy, that's the Elgato HD60. Now, the only reason I use that is if I want to do a Let's Play, but again, I haven't done many Let's Plays because streaming takes up more time than it would allow me to actually do Let's Plays. So that guy's just kind of there if I ever find a game that I just want to do a traditional Let's Play of that happens to be at 1080p 60 FPS on console, but doesn't really happen too often anymore. But besides that, the way I have everything connected is very, very strange, and it's a little much. So, without getting too much into this, because it is a bit of a mess, basically this little box right there takes in signals from the switch here. So I have my PS4, my Xbox One, and my PC all going, one HDMI from my PC going into here, which then has an out going into here, splits the information. One piece of the information goes to the capture card within this big boy, and then the other one shoots up to the TV, which you're seeing there. Pretty standard. Now, this is kind of illegal and hush-hush, but this guy right here can actually strip HDCP from PS3s Not saying I do that. I do, of course I don't, because that's illegal. But that it does do that. But don't do that, because that's bad and that's illegal, and don't do that. But it does that. Now this big guy, I've had him for a really long time. I'm not going to go through the internals because I pretty much did that on my installing video for the new CPU and heatsink I got. But basically, the case which I didn't cover is the NZXT Phantom. I don't remember the model number. It's one of the earlier Phantoms. Because as far as I know, they don't make green anymore, which... Ooh, dusties. Which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, I've loved this guy. I've had this since high school, and I'll probably have it for quite a bit after that. But if you want to see how my audio stuff feeds into here, basically everything goes into there. The computer goes into there, as well as my game consoles, which, interestingly enough, this switch here actually has audio out, which I can feed into the mixer here. And that's how I can actually get game audio. I don't actually use HDMI game audio. I use just, can't think of the name, auxiliary audio from this guy down there, which is kind of cool. It's a little different, but it makes it easier when goofing around with the mixer here. I can just go woo 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 woo, you know, to change things on the fly, which is kind of cool. But to eliminate any hissing, which occasionally does happen, and sometimes I just can't get it to go away, I do have a little device here which actually gets fed in the audio from the output of this guy into here, and it's supposed to eliminate any hissing or background noise to a certain extent. It's basically grounding the audio and then feeding it back into my computer where you guys hear it. Yeah, external hard drive that holds all my, or most of my finished content, a Fitbit, doobly-doo, charge my Fitbit, and then back here is just madness. Yeah, so that's about it. Oh, green screen, yeah. Green screen. That's about it. There's not really much besides that. It's a simple thing, simple setup. I don't have a big, crazy lighting rig like some people do. And granted, I shouldn't. I'm not that big of a channel. I don't really need that stuff. And I probably will never have that kind of stuff because I'm a simple person. Tech may get more advanced, but I like my stuff simple. Hope you enjoyed. I've been Hello Japan. I'll see you guys in the stream next Tuesday. Or Thursday. Or Friday, really, depending on when I get around to editing this. I'll see you guys later. See ya!